Hi all, it is Emmy here giving you her very first video. Well, not first video, but first video that's actually decent to watch. So isn't that exciting? I finally figured out everything that I'm going to do. So I'm like, woo, I'm so keen. Anyway, so today I'm going to bring you a general basic cosplay makeup tutorial because it's kind of hard to figure out what the best makeup is for when you're getting your photo taken because it's not, something that you would wear every day, and makeup shows up very differently under a professional camera or even like a standard phone camera than in real life. So you kind of need to like compensate for that a little bit. So I'm going to show you some of the products that I tend to use, and then you can kind of mix and match your own. And I'm going to do like a blank, not kind of blank look, but like a general kind of look. So then you can add your own flair on top of it, like a different color eyeshadow or whatever you happen to need for it. So let's get on with it, and I'm going to show you my face. Great, so I'm going to pin my hair back because I do not want my hair in this. That would not be good. Cool. So now we're in Australia, clearly. So first thing I'm going to do is put some sunscreen on because this is something I do every day anyway. And if you're going to be out in the sun, oh, that was a bit too much. There you go, arms. Have some more. If you're going to be out in the sun the entire day, then you do want some sunscreen underneath that. Generally, sunscreen only lasts about 4 hours, even if it doesn't wash off. But we are not going to reapply our makeup just to do sunscreen. No, stuff that. But it's good to put it on anyway. It's our sunscreen down. Let's see what we're going to go with next. We're going to lay our foundation down. The next thing I'm going to do is go in with my Krylon TV stick. So the reason why I'm using this is because it's going to stay on your face the entire day. It's going to work really, really well. And also it shows up very differently in photos. I know it can tend to look a little bit cakey in real life, but your photos will thank you for it. Trust me, it's a whole new world. Just trust me and use this, all right? So basically we're going to kind of just, I forget that my hand is moving backwards. I just kind of do not random, but a few strokes here and there because we're gonna blend all this out. So the good thing with this is that if you want a little bit less, you can just do maybe like a giant T-swipe or like a few little bits and pieces to kind of make your to be a little less intense. But I like to be intense. So this is just what I do. Cool beans. So now we've got that down. Let's blend all this out. I was going to use this sponge that I found at the bottom of my makeup bag, but let's not do that. Let's go get a fresh sponge. Yes? Yes. Fresh sponge, not an old one from the bottom of your bag. All right, so we're just going to blend. Fantastic. There we go. Beautiful. I will mention as well the Krylon TV stick. In Australia, that'll set you back, I believe, $49 off the top of my head. But look, I bought this one literally a year ago. I don't want to twist the whole thing up, but it lasts forever basically. It's well worth it considering most foundations where you don't get this coverage kind of, you can pay upwards of $70 to $80 for, which is not great. We like to be on a budget. I spend money on what I think is a little bit more important, and then I'll just kind of cheap out on a few other different bits and pieces. Great. So now we've got that on. We're going to go with our contouring next, because we've put down a cream base, so we're going to do a cream contour with that, but then we'll powder over it. Here is what I'm going to be using for my cream contour. Now this is also Krylon Cosmetics, but it's got a nice little mirror in there, and I've got some little contour colors. I got a highlight and a couple of contour colors. This one does not get a lot of love, I'm afraid. I just like this warmer tone in the center, but oh well. So what we're going to do is do a little bit of highlighting and contouring. I probably shouldn't be teaching this, to be honest, but oh well. So I kind of, yeah, okay. It looks really thick now, but just trust me, okay? Because we're going to blend it all out and she'll look fine. I promise you. Ugh. Sorry, I keep having to try and angle myself. And also don't forget that it is going to be really toned down in your photos as well. So don't forget that. You know what? I think I did put a bit too much on. Oh well. I'm going to try and swipe some of that off. Great. So now I'm going to go back with my other sponge. Now you need to keep an eye on what side you're going to use, because I use the one sponge for my contouring and my highlighting, and you don't want those colors mixing. So I'm going to use the side that I did my foundation on, and see how much product the sponge can take away if you let it. So I'm going to blend that out a little bit. See, she's nice, she's there. It wasn't that bad. I might actually have to add more on the other side now. But see, you can just kind of blend less. You can take off less product if you want to, so you can control it that way. Okay, this side is looking a little sad. We'll give her some more love. Some people as well like to put a bit of contouring like in the chin area, and I used to do that because I used to hate this kind of like double chin thing, but it's like not even a double chin. I was so upset about it, and then I think one day I saw someone else who did it. I just kind of saw their face and they just had this like brownie orange chin strap here, and I was like, oh no, that does not look good. And then from that day on I stopped doing it. I think sometimes a good way to, you know, get rid of your old makeup habits is to see them done on someone else and you're like, oh no, that's bad. I just used the excess contouring that I had on this sponge to just kind of lightly mark out like my temples. I mean, I don't find that the temples really make a big deal in terms of cosplay makeup, but whatever. Do you? I seem to do it. It's kind of like a reflex. I like a little bit of shadow here, kind of, you know, you get this cheek shape that kind of comes up into this triangle sort of thing if you do the contouring up there, so I like to do it. That is all I'm going to do for contouring. I know a lot of people like to contour the forehead a little bit. I have no problems with the size of my forehead, so I just kind of leave it as it is, but you're more than welcome to if you want to bring your forehead size down a little bit. Like, go ahead, you do you. Just showing you what I do. Like, you don't have to listen to me. I mean, you're very welcome to if you'd like to. That's why I'm putting this video out. I feel like that makes sense. Talk about what I'm doing. So basically I'm putting down this light color on my cheekbone up here, because that's where I want to be brighter. A little bit on the center of my nose, just a little bit, because I have a little bit of redness on my nose, so I like to cover it up a little bit. I'm just going to put a little bit on my forehead, but I don't really think I need a forehead contour. So I don't really need like a huge forehead, you know, thing happening. So I just kind of do like a little bit, but not too crazy, not as crazy as my cheeks. I'm going to do a little bit on my chin, and I like to do just a little bit on my Cupid's bow. Ta-da! Beautiful! I'm going to blend out what I've got here as well. Blend it out. You want to blend it down into your contour a little bit. Make sure you're not swiping. If you swipe, you get kind of all these ugly lines. You just want to, dare I say, dab. tap it, blend it. You know what I mean. Because what you don't want is to look like you've done this. Does that make sense? You want to make it look like that this is your face, that you've done this on purpose to your face. Does that make sense? Unless you want to look like you're wearing makeup, in that case, go ahead. That's fine. Honestly, I don't care. You don't have to listen to me. I'm going to set this with powder. I'm going to powder it all down. I'm just going to cover this because I'm going to get powder everywhere. Like, it's literally going to go everywhere. This is also Krylon. You can tell where I like to shop. I do shop at Krylon mainly because it's stage makeup. And I figured if I'm cosplaying, then I'm performing and I'm going to get my photo taken and I'm going to be, you know, in video footage or whatever happens during that convention. So it just made sense to me that, like, technically I'm acting, so why wouldn't I wear stage makeup? It just makes sense to me. Anyway, this is just blending powder. This is white blending powder. I think it cost me maybe $15 like a year or two ago and I'm still using it. So it lasts forever. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, got to be brave. Basically, I just kind of pat a T-zone here, up the top, like that, like across in the middle of my face, and then I'll kind of powder all over my face with the excess, if that makes sense. I tried baking, and I think I've done it wrong, because every time I bake, it's up really gross and powdery and yuck, and just, it ends up like settling my highlight color. I don't know what is happening with it, but it's not good. So for that reason, I don't bake. So we're going to get a clean brush. I have a brush designated for doing this because I don't want to accidentally put any colors on my face, you know? It's because if you use a brush that you had contoured with the day before or something like that, you're gonna get brown all over your face. It's gonna be a bad time. So basically I just want to use this excess powder to kind of powder the rest of my face in a way. It is going to make you a little bit lighter. Because I've put powder all over my face, my contour is not as noticeable as it was before. So that's why we're going to go over it. Remember how I said I spend money in some places so I can save money in others? This is a palette that I got for Christmas so many years ago. I don't even remember what year it was, to be honest. I think BYS is like a $2 shop brand or something like that. I don't care. Yeah, I don't really care. So, but because this palette is so powdery, I kind of go crazy and then push back, if that makes sense, just because it's so easy to wipe off. I just kind of go ham with it a little bit. Cool. So let's go here. See what I mean? I go crazy. And then we can pull her back a little bit. Kind of blend her out with my designated wipe away brush. Oh my god. I will put a little bit of blush as well. Sometimes I feel like it's not a blush day, but I think that's because I have dark hair. I can do strong features. But I guess if you're wearing a wig and you're changing your hair color, it doesn't really matter, does it? I'm going to put a little bit up here at my temples just so that kind of like matches the intensity as what's going on down there. Alright, so I've got a NARS palette here. I got this from a few years ago and it's stuffed. I think I dropped it a few many times. You can see the handle's broken. I did not treat this as well as I should have. But, you know, you all know how it is. So basically all I have left in here is blushes. I like this. Oh my god, this colouring is terrible. I like, oh my god, this one here because it's orangey. It's pretty good for me. It depends on what kind of character you want to go for, I guess. Because I'm doing something pretty basic, I just want kind of a general face, I guess. So I want something that's going to blend nicely into the rest of my contouring. But if you were doing some cutesy, super adorable character, you might want to go more red, like right in the apple of your cheek. It's got a little bit of shine in it too, so it's give me a nice little shiny nose, which is sweet. What am I going to do next? Well, I guess my face is basically done. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some eyeshadow. Great. I don't have any eyeshadow primer, so we're going to skip that. And to be honest, I am yet to see a really good difference between the eye primer and without, because it's kind of feels a bit the same to me. Let's talk about what I've got. Great. So I've got a, this is a Sephora nude eye look palette. Because as I said before, we're going pretty basic. I'm going to choose some pretty like, you know, nudie neutral colors, but you can probably do the same technique, but use different colors. I like to, like, even if it's not accurate to the character, I will sometimes just put in some eyeshadow of that character's color, that sort of thing, for example, like if you can. I think that's pretty cool. So now I'm going to come up real close so you can see what's going on with my eyes. So I've just picked up, oh, I should have mentioned that. I just picked up, they don't have names or anything, so I just picked up this rando brown here. Now this brown looks like it would be better, but it's deceptive because it comes out grey. Don't ask me why. We're going to go with that nice brown one, and then if we layer it up as well, it's more pigmented when you layer it. There, that's what I meant. So let's go with this one. Now I should mention as well, as you can tell, I have the hoodedest eyes that have ever hooded, ever. Because of that, I take all my color a little bit higher than you normally would, just because when I open my eyes like this, it all disappears. Like, you can't see it. I mean, I'll do it on the other eye so you can see. Basically, if I had just put it on the lid, like all over the lid, it's like I open my eye and it's like all that hard work is gone. See? She disappeared. She's gone. Why do I even bother with you? No. So that's why I just take it up so high. So it's going to depend on how much lid space you have to work with as well. That will make a huge difference. I'm very lucky that with my hooded eyes, I was also blessed with some like upper eyebrow space. I like to bring it down a little bit as well. I'm going to go back to this light color here. It honestly doesn't really matter exactly what colors you use, just as long as you've got a warm brown and a lighter color, then you'll be fine. Let's go and fill in this lid with that light color. Now as well, I'm going to, because of my hooded eye problem, I'm actually going to go into this corner as well. I don't know if you can see that. And kind of come up like this. It's going to open it up a little more, because if I had more color coming down in here, it would kind of make my eye look smaller. So we're going to open her up. Change sides. Go with that other side. Do the same thing. Pack that on the lid. Great. Now I'm going to bring some down as well into the lower corner. Ta-da! Great. So now we've got our basic kind of shape going on. I might blend. Yeah. So I'm going to take that same color. A lot of people go for like a more white kind of color, but let's go back into that white color. And I'm going to put that right at my brow bone and try and blend that with that brown that we put on earlier. Brow bone, right there. Good. Now eyeliner. I'm going to do instead a, what kind of liner do I do? I'm going to do liquid but this is definitely going to depend on what kind of look you're going for. If you're doing like an anime character, for example, it might be cool to have that like really thick, bold, like graphic line there. But if you're doing someone who's live action cosplay, you might want to do something a little softer. But I'm going to go with my liquid instead because I think I'm more used to using liquid because this is in my everyday routine. Now this guy is from Daiso. I don't know if they've still got it because I've gone back to Daiso to try and buy it again and I can't seem to find it, and I don't know if that's just because they're out of stock or if they're discontinuing it. I don't know, but I'm lucky I've got two. But yeah, $2.80, it's great, and it stays all day. It doesn't really move at all, so I'm like, great. Because we've got hooded eyes, like we said before, I'm going to go with thinnest line that I can, getting thicker towards the end. And I'm not going to do like a wing liner per se, but it is going to come out like a little bit just to make our eyes like appear bigger. Oh no, the sun's getting in my eyes. Stop that. We're not doing a full wing, but you can see it really kind of, we just want the ends to be super open. So that's the idea behind that. Sometimes I will put black eyeshadow over the top of it to kind of set it a little bit, and then you can feather it out and make it a little bit more blended and like feathered out. But I really like this graphic look, so I'm going to leave it there. And also I don't want to have to get up and go get my black eyeshadow, so stuff that. This next, I'm going to do this guy, my mascara. Now what is this? I can't remember where I bought this from. It is Ultra Black Edition Bourjois Paris Twist 2-in-1. I have no idea where I bought this. Probably some like pharmacy, whatever. I've got no idea. When we do our mascara, you want to come down from the top because we want to make sure it's all coated, and we've been doing so much of that powder stuff that is probably caught in our eyelashes, and we want to kind of cover all that powder. Also, you should probably curl your lashes before you do this, but my eyelash curler just broke, so I like to wear fake eyelashes whenever I do cosplay. But if you're doing a character that probably wouldn't have crazy huge eyelashes, then you don't have to wear them. I like to, which is my preference. Now what are we doing next? Eyebrows. That sounds good. We've got to define our eyebrows. This is on its last leg. Look how little it is. I've just got this random pencil. I don't even know. The brand name's rubbed off. I don't know what brand it is anymore. Yeah, she's been gone a long time. Now with eyebrows, I don't do anything too crazy. I'll just kind of fill in what I've already got. The only thing I will do is kind of bring the point a little bit further out. That's probably the main thing I kind of add to my eyebrows. But it's just what happens is you get all this makeup and crud and whatever in them that they end up being a little bit washed out. So it's good to go over. I don't have like big bushy eyebrows or anything. Just now I'm noticing how uneven they are. So now we're doing lips. So we're basically towards the end, which is exciting. And my feet are hurting like hell, so I can't wait to finish this. What I'm doing with my lips as well is getting a sugar scrub, which is actually, I find it really good for before you're applying your lipstick. This is the Sugar Plump Fairy Sugar Scrub from Lush. I really like all the Lush ones because they taste great. I feel like I can't talk while I'm doing this. Gets rid of all the foundation that has gotten onto your lips. Sometimes on the days I don't wear lipstick, I'll just do a scrub and that's it. We're doing cosplay, and you never ever ever, I mean maybe not never, but I don't like wearing naked lips when I'm in costume. They disappear in all your photos. So I would get a colour that's not supernatural, that's not too natural, that is going to stay the entire day but is a similar kind of colour. I've literally just bought this off Wish. It was $6. What even is this brand? I don't know. D&M. It's nothing. But this is a liquid lipstick. I like to just do trial and error through Wish. It's so cheap. I'm just like, yeah, okay, like that's fine. And this one seemed to go okay. It smells terrible. It's vanilla mint flavour. I don't know who thought that was a good idea, but luckily the smell goes after it's dried. So that's good. But I just like the colour because it stays the entire day. You don't have to worry about, you know, if you're eating or anything like that. It's going to just stay there the whole time and you can just relax and go on with your day and it's fine. I just whack it on. I just follow my lips, basically. If you want I can't talk while I'm doing this. Well, I'm going to finish this. I like this colour. It's a little bit darker and it's more rich than my natural lips as well. But let me come up closer. Just trust me, I know this colour looks a little bit intense right now, but just trust me, when you're taking selfies and you're getting professional photos with your friends and photographers and all the rest of it, you'll look fine. Just trust me, you'll look fine. And let me tell you right now, like, probably can't tell as much in the camera, but in real life, I'm caked. Super, super caked, I promised you. But in photos and videos, like you can see right now, it's just, it doesn't look that much. I mean, I like being a bit much, so. Anyway. Wow, so that's the look all done. Thank you so much for watching through this. This is a good base to go off. You can basically just run with it in whatever direction you want. You can do more intense contour. You can do way more blush. You can pull some things back, pull some things forward. You can do different color on your eyes. The world is your oyster. Do whatever. It's your face. Who cares what anyone else thinks? The lighting is terrible now, so that's my cue to leave. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching my face and me put things on my face. Thank you. And I'm sure I'll be around soon. I'll see you later. Bye. Neep. Hey, kid. Hello, kid. Hello. Hello, Kit Kat. Yes. Yes, Kit Kat. Hello. Hello, Kit Kat.